Hey Bubble family, welcome back to the channel, and to everyone that has just joined here, whether it be that you've just watched a couple of videos, whether this is your very first video that you have watched, welcome. If you would like to know a little bit more about me, please go into the main part of my YouTube channel where there will be an intro video that kind of explains a little bit about what I'm doing here, about me, and about what the Bubble family actually means, because I hear a lot of you say, what is the Bubble family? Well, that video explains it all. So if you'd like to join this video where I'm going to be talking about the fallout of the podcast. There's a few things that I didn't talk about because I mainly wanted to talk about the fire aspect story that she created, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about the fallout. And yeah, so if you want to join that, then you should know what to do by now. And if you don't, sit back, relax, grab your drink of choice, whether it be tea, whether it be coffee, whether it be water. And if you're like me today, I'm drinking, and it's not sponsored, I'm drinking Purdy's Rejuvenate Grape and Apple with Ginseng, because, and I will be honest, feeling a little bit tired. It's been a bit of a hectic weekend, birthday weekend for my boy, so it's been a bit hectic, and as a lot of you know, I am suffering with the menopause, so it's a lot of fatigue, so I just need a little bit of something. But if you want to add a little bit of something, because if you can see behind me, a lovely subscriber, and you know who you are, sent me this, and I will put a picture up here so you can see it properly. I believe it's a flag, but it actually says it's 5 o'clock somewhere. I love it. So it's going to be going up as a permanent fixture behind me. Fixture? I think I was trying to say fixture and picture at the same time, but I come up with fixture. So it's going to be a permanent fixture behind. So let's grab that drink and dive right in. So I will be doing some waffle at the end, so please don't you worry. For those of you who enjoy my waffle, it's going to be there. So let's dive into the video. So the fallout of this podcast, well, let's face it, we all knew there was going to be some fallout. We knew. We're seeing huge amounts of publicity, not just about the podcast, but it's curious to me that there are billboards going up just of her. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but wasn't the podcast originally going to be her and Harry? I believe it was it not, the podcast? And now it's just her. The curious wording of the podcast with my now husband. Not really sure why she just doesn't say my husband or Harry, but my now husband. Just interesting choice of words. But it seems to be that the fallout from this podcast has been huge, as many of you know by now, which I did put something up in the community page. Now I can't pronounce it, but most of you now know that this hashtag word, meaning politely go away, but not so politely, something more than that, to Meghan, because she seems to have angered a huge amount of South Africans. And also a lot of fans who have been on her side have actually turned against her. They've chosen to support and show loyalty to their country. And I can't blame them, because as they are all now finding out, as we have found out in the UK, the way she speaks about either other people or other countries, especially ones that have shown her support, grace, courtesy, you name it, it's been shown to her, and she has this wonderful ability of throwing it back in your face. But what's interesting to me, and I don't know if others have picked up on this, but the way that we know that everything that a narcissist does, and I will include Meghan in this, because I do believe, and I've said this on most of my videos, I do believe she has narcissistic personality disorder. In all my years experience, she 100% fits the criteria. Her behavior fits it, and everything that she kind of says and does, it's conducive of this type of personality. So that being said, we know that there's going to be a reason why she's done what she's done. I do not believe this was just a sudden, oh, let's have a conversation, and oh, Serena's talking about something, and oh, let me talk about this. It's just popped into my head randomly, because I don't believe for 1 second that when she was doing that interview in South Africa that she would not have brought this up. She was creating everything to be about her. She never really mentioned, if I believe, she didn't really mention Archie that much. And so we then see this victim story of this alleged fire. But she's really gone after South Africa. And of course, there's going to be her little bit of fan base that come out and defend her. And it's interesting because every time something like this happens, I'm pretty sure that most YouTube channels that talk about Meghan in a negative way get trolled. And I'm not immune from that. I get trolled. It's not going to stop me talking about her, because obviously what I'm also getting is, last year you, you promised never to talk about Meghan again, and here you are talking about her because it gets views. Well, 3 factors. Firstly, it's called changing your mind. And as far as I'm aware, as a human being, I can do that. So, yeah, so there's that. Secondly, yeah, I think every person that does a YouTube channel does it to get views. I'm pretty sure there is not a YouTube channel out there that doesn't do it to get views. So to say that I'm talking about Meghan to get views, albeit it's not the only reason, well, of course I know that it does draw traffic to the channel. But however, as a therapist, I talk about narcissism, and like I've talked about Amber Heard, like Ezra Miller, Katie Price, but it just, their mindset is quite bemusing. So of course, you know, like I say, I'm not immune to these trolls, and for the most part, I will ignore. And of course, she knows that one of the places that is very much close to Harry's heart is Africa. So I would imagine every part of this country is a country that he absolutely loves. He's talked about it openly many, many times. So I then thought, why would you do this? You're not a stupid, she's not a stupid person. So why would she then do this? She would then talk about this country knowing that she says the words housing unit, knowing that this is based mainly at the American audience, because they would know what a housing, and I guess it would in a way touch on this, oh my gosh, they were sent to a housing unit, when actually it was this huge mansion. So she's to the point when they, you know, South Africa's base said, you know, you're not welcome back here. We do not want you here, because it has created, she's created the country to seem dangerous, albeit that for the most part, the rest of us, the people that actually use our brains, wouldn't believe what she said anyway. So it wouldn't stop us from going to this country. But it's interesting to me that she chose to do this the way she did now. So not only have we seen these billboards going up of just her, archetypes was meant to be both of theirs, but it's just her. Suddenly she's doing magazine. There's an article in a magazine called The Cut. But in this article, she goes on about how, but it doesn't bother me about privacy because I'm just determined to be a strong woman, a strong mother, and it's just this continuous word salad that she uses consistently, the same type of phrasing, the same type of words, as if she's the only celebrity mother that's ever been papped taking children to school. So I just don't believe anything she says at this point. In fact, no, at any point I feel like I don't believe anything she says. So she's done this, but again, of course, the media feed into it like they always do, and they create this interview with her. But it seems to be, again, there's a real push. Now, I don't necessarily think this is just around the podcast. It just seems very strange to me. And we've got Harry jetting off to his polo match where apparently he was seen with some mystery woman. And then, of course, then the story is coming out of him where she's banning him from going to a polo match, which for a start, I don't think will ever happen. I think at this point he'd be like, no, I'm going. I think she's losing her hold on him. I think she knows it. I think that this is not just about, I know that we've spoken about narcissistic control. She will only ever relinquish control of him when she has secured something in place for herself, which is what I think we are seeing here. The podcast, she's suddenly going out on her own and she's doing this podcast, which, to be fair, even though, yes, allegedly got some views, but the reviews have been awful. So I do not expect the Mariah Carey one to be any better. What I think is happening is that she's purposely getting big names because she's utilizing their fan base. So their fan base will call in or they will listen in or whatever it is. So she's utilizing this because I absolutely believe if she was just there talking about somebody that was not particularly very important, I don't believe anyone would be interested at all. I think the only reason we got this interest is because the first one, people had this morbid curiosity about how bad it was going to be. And also because, like I say, the Serena Williams fan base would have also joined in this to listen. And I think the same from Mariah Carey. It'll be interesting to see how that goes because obviously Mariah Carey is known for being a bit of a diva herself. So it'll be interesting to see if she monopolizes, if Meghan's able to monopolize this podcast and make it all about her. So I don't know what you guys think, but I do believe that this is the end game. I also think that Harry's had enough. You can see that when we saw the UN, I really think he's had enough. So I think he's distancing himself also as much as possible, but she's still got an element of control over him. But I also think that she is now going all out now to really push herself. Like I say, these huge billboards, why was it not her and Harry? It was literally her face on these huge billboards in the States. So, who's paying for those? The fact that he's kind of playing polo a lot, these are things that he did when he was in the UK. It feels like he's really trying to grab on to his connection to the royal family. Tomorrow, sadly, it is the anniversary of his mother. Well, I say no, their mother, because let's face it, we always seem to hear about how devastated he is, but actually there were two children that were involved in this, but Harry, as always, seems to make it about him because it's all he has. So let me know in the comments what you think, guys, because when we speak about narcissism, and I've done this a lot on my videos, and I do appreciate, but for me, I am so passionate about helping people see the signs. narcissistic personality disorder, you know, when you've suffered narcissistic abuse, it is, in my opinion, one of the worst kinds of abuse you can, because it's not just it's not necessarily always physical, it's psychological warfare, and it can do so much damage. And being on the end of, not only have I experienced this personally, but being on the end where I've seen clients who have gone through this, I have seen the devastation this type of personality can cause. So I will never ever glorify it. I will never make excuses for it. It is the worst type of behavior. But I do think it's very important to highlight this and to show awareness, which is why I use Meghan and I've done Amber Heard a lot, because to me, they are the perfect examples of this type of personality. I know that when you're on social media, this does bring in a lot of, like I say, the kind of the backlash from that. But I won't stop, because if I can help one person either get out of a situation or not get into a situation, then that's what I'm here for, and I will continue to do so. But like I say, let me know what you think in the comments, and do you think that this is the end game? Do you think that this is now where the divorce is going to potentially happening? Because it seems to me like it is, but I'd be interested to know what you guys think. So let me know. Don't forget, if you want to join the Waffle, you know what to do. It's going to be coming up in a minute. You'll get your Waffle alert. But for those of you who don't want to listen to my Waffle, and that's absolutely fine, and you were just here for this video, thank you very much for joining. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you like more of my videos, then maybe think about subscribing to the channel so you do not miss further uploads. Thank you to everybody who is supporting the channel in one way or another, whether it be you are just here watching, whether you're liking, sharing, becoming a member, a Patreon, whether you're buying me a cup of tea, which I very much appreciate, whether you are buying my merchandise, whether you are just being amazing, just as you are. I really do appreciate everything you are here in this bubble family. So I will see you guys next week. No, I won't. I will see you guys tomorrow in another video. Oh my gosh, the menopause brain, seriously. But for the rest of you, I will see you in a minute with the Waffle. Bye. Whew. So now we've got that bit out of the way. So Waffle. So firstly, I want to again say thank you to the lovely lady who, and there was a bit of worry because we thought the parcel had got lost. I did get your email, just to say I did get your email, but I wanted to surprise you by showing it on the channel first. But I will send you an email thanking you very much for this. Like I say, I will put a picture up so you can see it properly. I love it. I really, 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 really love it. Now I had another parcel today as well, where a lovely lady sent me another lovely fan. So I've been using this one today. The only reason I haven't done it a lot is because it's so beautifully done, but so unfortunately, but it makes a little bit of a noise, but it's so stunning. I love it. So I think that this is going to be my new thing, guys, where I collect fans. And it comes in its own little case, which was really lovely, so I can take it around in my bag. So thank you so much to the lovely Bubble sister that bought this for me as well and sent it to me. And I've had some lovely letters and cards, and it's just been really, really wonderful. And then another lovely lady bought me a cooling fan, which was just wonderful. I can never have too many. So thank you so much to everyone who is sending me your little gifts. It's really exciting for me to get them. It's like when it comes in the post, it feels like Christmas. It's really lovely. So thank you so much. So it's been a wonderful weekend. My son has had his birthday celebration. We've had sort of family down, and we've had cake and balloons, and because this is the sort of the last birthday I'm going to be sharing with him for a while. My son, as I've spoken about, is off to Australia. He's going to do some traveling. He's going to be gone for at least a year. And as much as I know, he's going to have the most amazing time. And I also want to thank, I haven't got around to all of you, but the wonderful emails and in the comments where so many of you have offered to support him, you know, whether it be putting him up or helping him if he gets stranded or anything. Thank you so much. I will get around to replying to all of you. I really, really, really do appreciate it. You know, he is my baby, and he is not my eldest. Obviously, as most of you know, Kyle is my eldest, but this is Tristan, who is 20, well, he's 24 now, but, you know, even though he's an adult, he's still my baby. And actually, I wanted to hold up a picture of when he was little. So I'm going to hold this up now so you can see it. So this is Tristan when he was little. Look at that little cherub face. Look, isn't he so cute? So that is Tristan. He's gonna hate me for that, but I don't care. I'm a mum. I get that right to do that. So yes, we had this little sort of party, and he's obviously going to have going away parties with his friends and then family and stuff. So because he's going in 3 weeks time, and it feels like the time has come around so quick. And I get this kind of little knot in my stomach when I think about it. And I'm going to, you know, I know I'm going to be so emotional. And I keep telling myself, he's just going traveling. He'll be back. But, you know, there's that part of you that thinks, oh, you know, what if he loves it so much, he ends up staying out there? And don't get me wrong, I want him to have the most amazing time. I want him to embrace everything that life has to offer. I think at this age, I think to go traveling and exploring, what a wonderful experience. But as a mum, you know, he's the last one, you know, so it's you know, so it's bittersweet, isn't it, when they leave the nest? It's you know, you want them to go, you want them to, you know, all the things that you've implemented, you know that they're going to go off and do those things. But at the same time, it's like this real gut-wrenching lump in your throat when you're kind of like, oh, they're going. And especially given the fact that he's not just going down the road, he's going, you know, the other side of the world. So, yeah, I mean, thankfully, he's not going on his own. He is going with a friend, so that's good. And that, like I say, there's he's got friends out there. So, but, you know, it's still sad. What else? Well, by the way, I really like this. They do have another flavour. I don't know what it is, but it's this. They do have another flavour, and I didn't really like that one. But this one's actually quite nice, and it's not too fizzy as well, which is nice. Now, for many of you that have also asked about my hair colour, as you know, my hair colour was redder before. Well, I went to the hairdressers, and she's a lovely, lovely lady, but she did the hair colour wrong. So unfortunately, even though in the light you can still see that it's red, and it has definitely got that auburn, that really lovely auburn glow to it in the sunlight, but actually in this light, it looks dark brown. Because unfortunately, when she did the hair colour, she did the wrong shade, and when she put it on and afterwards, it was darker. So I was gutted, not gonna lie, because I do really, really like my red hair. So hopefully next time I go, she's going to start lightening a few bits again for me, and then this is going to hopefully fade out a little bit more so I can go back to my redder colour. So yeah, I've had a few people going, what's happened to your red hair? I really miss your red hair. And I'm like, yeah, me too, I miss it too, believe you me. So but I mean, it's still a lovely colour, but I'm just a bit gutted. So Yes, so that wasn't ideal when it all come off, and I was just like, it's dark again. And so yeah, I'm sure there are many of you that have had that hair colour moments like that where it's not gone quite to plan. So, so yeah. So I will be going back to the Tom Bower book. I'm not going to lie, a little bit freaked out at the moment because there's a few things that have been going around with regards to rumours about copyright. So I'm not sure whether or not I haven't been contacted, because obviously, as a lot of you now know, HG Tudor's channel has gone down. He does have another one, but there were apparently issues with copyright with Tom Bower's book, but from what I can gather, he'd rectified this. I think with an agreement of taking the videos down, and that seemed to be fine. But apparently YouTube are refusing to reinstate the channel. Now, I don't know any more than that. I don't know if there's a reason why. I don't know if it's just going to take some time. I don't know. So for those of you who keep contacting me saying, did you know he's gone down? And can you know, is there anything you can do? It's like, yeah, I'm aware of it. I don't know what can be done about it. I think it's a shame. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to be completely transparent and honest. He is a self-confessed narcissist. And it's a bit of a difficult one for me because obviously I have been on the receiving end of dealing with a narcissist personally in a relationship. And I have also, I deal with this in a therapeutic way where I deal with obviously the people, the survivors of narcissistic abuse. Now, I'm not saying that his channel doesn't help people, but it's a little bit of a strange one for me because I think if his channel helps people, which it seems to do, I'm all for that. But it's a strange one because he's also stated in some of his videos, I believe, that he doesn't want to change. He accepts who he is, and that's his right. If that is his right, and I certainly wouldn't say, oh, you've got to change, because that's not for me to say. However, so it's a difficult one because I would assume that he's also probably not been very nice to people at some point or another, because he's openly talked about things, and it's fascinating. Don't get me wrong, from a psychology point of view, it's fascinating. And like I say, I don't know the guy personally, and I'm not in any shape or form saying that what he's doing is wrong. I'm just, I suppose, just talking about how I feel about, he, you know, kind of knowing that he is a narcissist, and it's a bit of a strange one for a therapist to kind of listen to a channel and almost in some areas enjoy some of it, but at the same time aware that I know that there would have been things that he probably would have done that which would have really, really potentially affected people. And then hearing that in some areas he doesn't want to change, which again is his right. You know, if there were things I was doing that, and I was like, you know what, I'm happy doing that, even if someone else doesn't like it, because again, you don't have to listen to his channel if you don't want to. But I feel for him in the way that this is his. He has put a lot of work into his videos. He has created awareness around narcissism, in the fact that he's got this insight because he is one. And I think, you know, I can certainly have seen in the comments where a lot of people have said that they've learned a lot from him. So I think it would be very, I mean, I do believe he has another channel. Is it Knowing the Narcissist, I believe, and that's still up, thankfully. But I do think it's a real shame that YouTube, if they do decide to keep this channel down, because I think no matter where it comes from, but if you're creating this awareness to where you help people, even if it comes in the form of someone that's actually done some of the stuff that, you know, other people have gone through, I think it's a bit of a shame that they're taking this down. And if he's dealt with the copyright, I don't really understand why they are refusing to give him his channel back. But of course, a lot of speculation is coming out in regards to, is it to do with Meghan and Harry? Have they done something to stop him? So of course, then again, like when we had the situation before with other channels, people then start kind of worrying that, are they going to be next? Now, I don't worry about things like this, because if my channel goes down, I will try and find another way. You know, I think if we start worrying, then what we're going to do is we're going to start censoring ourselves. And like, for example, I nearly got caught up in that last year where I said I wasn't going to talk about Meghan and Harry again because of the bullying I was receiving. And I had to have a word with myself. And it wasn't just that, it was other people on the channel were saying, you know, this is a real shame. It's, you know, that you're doing this. And I had to kind of go, you know what, actually, no, I have a right to talk about what I want to talk about. Whether or not I've said that back then, I did get caught into this, you know, almost because a certain person was going after me on Twitter, publicly calling me out. I felt at the time that if I stopped talking about them, because at the time I was worried about my career, I was worried about this being damaged. So you do kind of go into that instinctive, well, I'll stop. I don't care enough about Harry and Meghan to continually talk about them. It doesn't mean anything to me in that way. So you know what, I'll stop talking about them. And hopefully then the bullying will stop. The doxing will stop. Because this wasn't just a little thing on, you know, this was horrendous. It was they were delving into my personal life. They were contacting my son. It was pretty horrendous. And unfortunately, it didn't stop. You know, it eased off, but it didn't stop, because as soon as then you do something else, it starts up again. So in the end, you just think, you know what, I'm just going to do what I want to do. And if you want to go ahead and you want to carry on doing all that stuff, and if you want to talk about me and, you know, you want to do whatever, then you carry on, because I'm not going to give in to bullies. You know, I'm just not. So this is why then I decided to start talking about them again, because like I say, from a psychology standpoint, it is fascinating. So I would hope this isn't to do with them, and I hope that he does get his channel back. And you know, if obviously if there's any support and help that we can do, I'm sure we'll do it. But we'll see. But I just hope, you know, this censoring is, you know, it's ridiculous, because a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, there might be, you know, you might be next, or Trev might be next, or other channels might be next. We can't live in fear. If we are, you know, we've just got to keep doing what we're doing, and hope that it doesn't happen. Because if they start trying to control us with fear, then they've won anyway. So regardless, they've won. So I think it's important that we don't let them. We don't let bullies win. We don't, no matter what they do, if they're going to do it, they're going to do it anyway. So you might as well just go out with a bang and just, you know, and just keep talking about them until, you no longer can, you know. So like I say, so as far as I'm concerned, I hope he does get his channel back, and I will continue to talk about whoever I decide to talk about, whether they like it or not. So that's me saying, you know, I'm not gonna kowtow to bullies. So yeah, so don't forget, as always, hopefully Friday night, Trev will be back in the UK. We'll be doing our live again at 7 p.m. UK time. And I will see you tomorrow in another video. So thank you very much. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like more of my videos and you do not want to miss future uploads, then think about subscribing to the channel. Thank you again to everybody who has bought me a cup of tea, to everybody who is supporting the channel in one form or another, whether you are just here watching, whether you've subscribed, whether you have become a member, a Patreon, part of the Bubble Tea Club, whether you're buying my merchandise, or whether you're sending me the wonderful little letters and cards and gifts that you are. And thank you to people that have sent Arthur some toys. I will actually do a video on some of the toys that have been sent, so you can see him playing with them. And so, yeah, so as always, you know, I love you all. I really, really do. I appreciate you, but most of all, I respect you. So take care, Bubble family. Mwah. Bye.